people with no faith and little faith. You ever been around folk with little faith? All they do is have little meetings, talk about little money, have little plans, ain't going nowhere, and all they meetings are about is a whole lot of nothing. That's why I don't go meet with little faith people. Little faith people make me nervous because they don't want that. You could have called me on the phone and told me to bring a loaf of bread. But big faith folk talk big stuff. Big faith folks say, well, preacher, what you say? We need $1 million? That ain't nothing for God. If he owned the cattle on 1,000 hills, give us 10 months. We'll come up with it because we got big faith. Touch somebody, ask them, where's your faith? Touch somebody, ask them, do you have no faith? Do you have little faith? Or do you have great faith? Now shake somebody's hand and say, neighbor, if you ain't got no faith, or if you got little faith, you might want to move, because this section is reserved for folk with great faith, because I serve a great faith God. I don't serve a little bitty teenager God, but I serve a God that can do all things. I don't serve a God that can pay a little light bill. I serve a God that can wipe my debt clean. I don't serve a God that specializes in healing colds. If you got a cold, eat you some oranges. But if you got cancer, even when your hair fall out, get to the altar and say, preacher, lay your hands on me, because God. Anybody here serve a great faith God? Now I'm leaving y'all, but I got one more thing to tell you about this faith business, and I leave you with these words. When you're operating in faith, when it gets worse, your faith has to increase and not decrease. In other words, if you let your predicament make your faith go down, James says, if you stop believing, you're like a wind teetering and toddling. You're wavering back and forth. James said, don't think you're going to get nothing. But when you operate in faith, you plant your feet. I wish I didn't have this dress on here today. I said, when you operate in faith, you plant your feet. And you said, devil, hit me with your best shot. Is that all you got is a little bill? I done had little bills before. Is that all you got is a little headache, a migraine? I done had migraine before. I'm gone when I tell you this. The deeper the problem, the greater your faith, the greater your deliverance. Because if I never had a problem, how would I know that God couldn't solve? So I close with this. My faith is built on nothing less than Jesus Christ and his righteousness. Oh, some of you old folk know what I'm talking about. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but only lean on Jesus' name. Is there anybody in here operating in faith? Because without faith, it's impossible to please God. Now shake your neighbor's hand and say, neighbor, without faith, it's impossible to please God. Now I want to say something here. I know some of y'all are wondering. I know it's on your mind. How are they operating in faith when the situation don't seem like it's getting no better, Miss Betty? Pharaoh, how do you walk in healing when the doctors say you got MS? Well, let me tell you how to do it. One day a little boy took his girlfriend to the fair. He wanted to win her a teddy bear. And they had this little game where you take these baseballs and knock down these dolls. And he threw the baseball. He said, I'm a little league pitcher, I can do this. He threw the baseballs, but every time he hit the doll would rear back and bounce back up again. He had almost wasted all of his money. An old man walked by and said, little boy, go buy that girl some ice cream. Why you keep wasting your money? He said, mister, I don't know. He said, but can you tell me why every time I throw a ball and knock those dolls down, they bounce back, they rear back, but bounce back up again? The old man said, I can tell you why. The man that made the doll put something in them that no matter how many times you knock them down, they'll bounce back again. That's the same way it is with faith. No matter when life throw balls at you. Is there anybody here life have knocked you down, but you didn't stay down? You bounce back again. Anybody got bounce back in your spirit? Shake your neighbor's hand and say, neighbor, I've been knocked down, but I didn't stay down. I've been down, but I bounced back again. Is there anybody here that know you're going to bounce back? You might have some troubles, but you're going to bounce back. Shake somebody's hand and say, neighbor, I'm on my way back. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, yeah. I'm through.